Okay, so here's some Call of Duty gameplay in the background, just going on. Originally, it was gonna be all Call of Duty gameplay, but after a while, I realized I haven't played this game in a really long time, and I sucked at it. So I decided to switch over to the one game I truly know and love. It's this Battlefield 4. All right. Anyways, let's talk about what I want to talk about. So originally, I planned on making a video about Spider-Man. There was like some information that came out, and I'm really excited about it, and it was super cool. And I was really excited for this game that was going to come out. There was this whole article that I read, and I got a bunch of information and sources. I was really excited to report on this. But Pokemon Go happened, and that consumed me from the inside out. I mean, literally, not even joking. That game blew up my YouTube feed like never before. It blew up my Twitter feed and some other feed. I think a little bit of Instagram too. Instagram was a little late to the game. But point being is, man, Pokemon Go. I don't even want to talk about it just because so much has happened. But I will mention a few things that I'm really enjoying about this. All the awesome reports that people that are normally just never get out, just because of they're normally not outside people. Pokemon Go is really doing wonders for their health, just because they're running 25 kilometers just nonstop, just for Pokemon, and it's just awesome. So many people are reporting that they're losing weight and stuff like that. And there's also great reports of people who had mental health issues, who are kind of suicidal and depressed. Them getting out normally would obviously help them, but they would never do it. But Pokemon Go is just getting them out, period. And they're just reporting, like, in general, they're just happier in life. And some of them, I don't know if this was from word of mouth or I actually heard this, but I think someone was able to drop medication just because of they've been running around and walking around so much that just the improvement on their life was that Pokemon Go had on them was pretty amazing. In addition to that, I kind of feel what's it called? I kind of feel special when it comes to this whole thing, just because I'm obviously I don't need to lose weight. I don't have depression or anything like that. But what's it called? It was interesting because a friend of mine called me at 12 o'clock at night. And I'm like, first of all, I hate you now forever because you woke me up at 12 o'clock at night. What's your problem? And he called me. He's like, dude, download it now. It's on the store. It's on the store. I'm like, what is on the store? And then, Pokemon Go was on the store. And I basically have changed my whole life ever since then. Now that that's over, talking about Pokemon Go, what else am I going to talk about? What's happening in my life right now? I took my nerdiness to a whole new level, and I mean like a whole new level. I started playing D&D, and if you don't know what D&D is, it's called Dungeons and it stands for Dungeons and Dragons, and oh my gosh, it's actually fun. Okay, so if you don't know anything about Dungeons and Dragons, here's what it's kind of like. Dungeons and Dragons kind of has this. Well, it's supposed to be a medieval feel, but how can I explain it? It's calculated imagination. So it's a story that someone has set, but it's a very generic-ish story. It's not like you have to get to point A to point B. It's more like they set up a world and you interact with the world. So in other words, let's pretend your mission was to get from, we'll say, point A to point B, from your house to the nearest grocery store. Along the way to the grocery store, you have obviously you see people passing by in the game of Dungeons and Dragons. Depending if the story allows for it, you can start asking those people to, like, hey, what's going on in the town, and you could possibly, like, get some information on stuff and ask some questions, and that person may need some help with something. If the story actually has someone who needs help. And then you can actually move forth and go on this completely separate quest other than what we're set out to do. So in other words, you may set out to go to the grocery store, but you end up going to, help out 5 kids in a burning building. So the game has so much potential, and it's just so much fun. But anyways, that's what's going on with me. As you can see, the background in the last video section is fabulous right now. I made that in 2 minutes really tired and a little drowsy off of Sprite. Anyways, thanks for watching, listening to me ramble. Bye.
Just know when you see me, you're looking at you could have 10 master balls, you still can't match. Don't care about legendary birds, you can't attack.